Hello everyone, this is Krita, and today I'm going to show you how to color your line art. There are a couple of ways to do that, and it really depends on how you like to color your line art or how you like it to look in the end. I'm going to show you three methods, and the first one is going to be one that maybe most of the people who color their line art start with. They kind of use regular brushes to just color in, and there are some pros and cons of that method. I kind of like it, but I also am aware of the labor intensity connected to it or with it, and but I'm still going to show it to you. First option then, and let's just start from here. The last one is going to be the coolest one. I have never worked with it for too long, so I'm not sure. I mean, I like it. It seems very helpful, and I think it might help you a lot. But you're going to have to figure out how it works in the long run. I'm probably going to too, but not. I don't know it yet, so. Well, first method is, as I said, one that creates the color layer underneath the line art with regular brushes with textures and stuff. So what I like to do when I create my line art is I put it on top of everything and I set it to multiply. The way I create my line work, if you want to see it in the normal mode, it doesn't really look much more different, because the way I draw is I get one of my brushes, I pick up a color, and I draw whatever I need to draw, and if I make a mistake, I just hit E, because E and Krita toggles between two options for a brush, between erase and normal mode. So I just use the erase mode to erase whatever I don't like. I never pick up if I'm painting, for example, black on white. I never pick up like the background, because if you do that, let's see. Let's say I drew something, I don't like how thick it is, and I naturally, this is kind of a thing that you do naturally at first. You just pick up the background color, and you're like, oh, I need to make it thinner. Oh dear. Oh, that looks great. Awesome. I fixed it. But then if you go to multiply layer, this is what happens, because what you did is you painted with this color on this line art layer, and then when you multiply that color by the background color, so it becomes dark, obviously. So it's better to just erase whatever is underneath, and not to make such a mistake. The best way to actually work is to work on a multiply layers. So then when you make this mistake and you want to correct this, and you accidentally hit pick up color, and you pick up the background color, you will see that you're making a mistake. It's still hard to spot if you have a white background, because if you have a white background, you're just gonna create a situation where you're still going to paint with the background color. It's not going to show on multiply as well. Well, either way, the best way to do it is to draw with a color that you picked, and then anything you don't like, just erase it. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to first fill your line art with colors with the help of a normal brush. So what I do is, like, as I said, I put line art in multiply mode, and then I create a layer underneath. I have a background layer, and now I have a layer for color. It could be one on the same layer. Some people like to paint on separate layers. So, for instance, paint the face on one layer, and then paint the rest of the or the hair on a separate layer. That's because they like to later on be able to change colors of each layer separately. I'm gonna do it on separate layers right now. And let's say I want this to be this color. There are pros and cons of this method. A pro is that while you're painting, you can create a feeling of 3D. It's not flat. You can as you go, as you fill in the colors, you can kind of play around and add some shading, or you can just do it all at the same time, which is great if this is what you want. And you can also have like texture, for example, if you have texture on your brush. This is not a big resolution file, but you can kind of see that there is texture on my brush. And then you can create another layer. I'm really doing it quickly. I'm not going to do the whole painting because that would take a long time. And then say you're painting on a separate layer and you're painting hair. There you go. This way of coloring is obviously softer. And oh, see, I made a mistake. I forgot I was on a separate layer and I started to paint the face as well. But there, let's say the whole hair is colored, and now you want to, for some reason, change the color a bit. You don't really like the way it looks, so you go to Filter, Adjust, Adjustments, and HSV Adjustments, and you can change the hue, for example, if you really want to, the darkness of it. But here's one of the cons of this way of coloring. All of a sudden, all the places that haven't been properly filled before show because of what's in the background. See, the darker it gets, the more you see the mistakes or miscolorings that you did. But you can do it if you like to work that way. Just one thing, if you have a lot of colors, you're gonna have to create a lot of layers, and it's really, when you paint like that, it's really hard to pick up an area unless you actually meticulously map it, or mask it to change it. Alright, so that's one method. Yeah, because I'm just going to show you, because if I had it on one layer, I'm going to put those layers together, merge them. If I wanted to choose a color by this masking tool, which picks up color, well, this one actually picked it up pretty well, but this one not so well. You can probably play with fuzziness, increase that one, but then it's going to pick up a little bit of this, so you have to go down with fuzziness and pick it up again. Close enough, but still not close enough. So that's one of the methods. And now method number two. Method number two is using masking tools. So you create a layer or layers, and you can use either this tool, which is called Polygonal Selection Tool, or the Outline Selection Tool. And what you do is you basically, well, let's try the first one. You basically try to select the area that later on you're going to fill with color. There you go. This tool is really good when you have straight lines, because it's easier to select a desk or a window or something, just because of the straight lines. It's a little harder to select wavy lines. Some people still use it and like it. After all, it's under, as long as the lines are covered by line art, it's fine. And then you pick up the fill in bucket tool. You choose a color. You fill it in. Let's say this is our first layer. To deselect, you have to hit Control Shift, hold it, and press A. And then it's deselected. Now we can create another layer and select the face. For this, we're going to use the other masking tool. And obviously this tool is a little tricky because you have to select and hold down and draw at the same time, and you know, you sometimes can't select the whole area, which is good. It's fine. You can always add the new selection to the previous selection. You can do it either by tool options, hitting this little icon. So from now on, if we hit this icon, the tool is just going to add each mask separately, or every next mask is going to get added to the previous one. I don't really use it because I use the shortcut, and the shortcut is Shift. I just hit Shift and hold it while drawing a new mask. The reason why I like it better is because I can both add and subtract at the same time, because I can hit Alt and do the same thing, just like, you know, take out some of the mask, like cut off a piece of the mask, and then again press Shift and select some more. There you go, more or less. And again, select the color, fill the color in. Maybe this one, or maybe that one. And to deselect again, Control Shift A, and now I have those colors in separate layers, so I can modify each one separately. But the thing is, with colors like that, which is like full colors, you can just keep them on one layer, because every time you need to pick up a color, you can just use this pick up color masking tool. So you just pick it up, you change it, and you hit this one, and you change it, and it's easy peasy. You can just, you know, modify each one of those colors separately, even if it's on one layer. All right. So that's the second option. Now I am going to show you one of my favorite ones available with Krita. So it's sort of a selection of the first one and the last one, kind of, because you're using a brush, but you're kind of using a masking tool. See, this brush is really cool because you paint the outline and it gets filled with color as you do it, so you know what's happening. You kind of see this happening in front of your eyes, and that's why I like it most, because I can just, you know, I don't have to do the whole pick up a mask, you know, select the area, then pick up a color, and pick the bucket tool to fill with color, and then deselect the whole mask, and it's a lot of unnecessary moves, and all you need is really this tool. It's really easy to use and fast. Any mistake you make, you can hit erase and erase. Or you can also just pick up a color straight from the canvas. Done. And done. And here. Making mistakes, no problem. Really cool tool. I use it even when I'm painting my more realistic works. If I do a sketch and I need to block the colors really quickly, I just use this tool. It's amazing. And there you go. And if you take off line art, sure, not everything's always filled in between colors. That's just one thing that this method does, but so do the others. You know, if you are drawing under line art, you can't be sure that those colors are going to meet unless you first, for example, color the whole, you know, hair area like that. So you just know you're very meticulous in planning and everything. So if you do the whole hair first with everything in it, I'm being very thorough right now, but you get the point. And then you put the color on top. There. And then you can be more or less sure then that the colors are going to be meeting, obviously. See, now they do, because we first painted this and then painted that. Alright, so that's the second method, one of my favorites, and very fast, really fast, and the colors happen right in front of you, so you can just, you can control it easily. Now, there is a fourth option, and I just learned it recently, and I intend to use it more. We are going to use this really cool filter. What you gotta do is you have to have your line art layer selected first, and then you have to go to filter, gimmick, and you have a lot of really cool filters here, but the one we're looking for is under black and white and colorize interactive. You have to choose in the input type, you have to choose line art. Output type, image plus colors, which makes up for 2 layers. And then you, well, which means that you're going to have, in the end, you're going to have your line art that's going to remain as it is, and then you're going to have colors underneath. So you hit enter, and you get your image looking like this, which is your line art over a white background. So what you do now is you are going to have to show Krita which parts of your line art you want to color with which color. It's kind of similar to the paint bucket tool, but not really. I'm going to show you why. Because, well, first of all, because Krita is way better at figuring out what you want to color. You can, it doesn't work every time. You kind of have to, fix things and put extra notes here and there. But generally, it works pretty well. You're going to see it. So first of all, I'm going to choose a color. I'm going to choose a color similar to the background we've got. I'm going to put it here because we want the background to be this color. Let's say we want the face this color, and then we want the hair red. And obviously, the first effect is not going to be perfect because we just used 3 nodes. I mean, it's still going to be good, I think, but it's not going to be perfect. In order to see what we've just done, so to preview, we have to hit space. So this is what we got. Now we can, of course, fix this by using some more colors, some more color nodes. In order to pick up a color, we have to hit right-click anywhere on the color that we want to pick up. Don't right-click the node, because right-clicking the node erases the node. That's also good to know, but that would erase the node. So we're going to pick up this color and place it here and place it here, because we want Krita to know that this should be all colored with this color. Again, hit spacebar, and here we go. There is a little glitch here, but again, right click here, space, right click, done. This is also pretty cool because when you have a situation like that, one that Paint Bucket would never be able to figure out on its own. I mean, we have no defined border here, so Krita is going to have to try and kind of figure things on its own. But it's still going to be good because you don't have to go back to line art and create a border or mask it or anything, you can just use this method. You just pick up this color, put it right around where you want those colors to meet, pick up this color and put it here. And Krita is going to create some kind of boundary. This kind of situation doesn't happen very often, but nothing you can't fix later on. Pick this color up. There. All right. One really cool thing about this is that you can also change each one of the colors separately. If you have one certain color in a couple of places, you can change it for all the areas filled with this color. So let's say we're gonna fill this face as well. Let's say we use this color for face, this color. It's probably better to use less nodes than more, but purpose of this tutorial, I'm going quickly, so a lot of nodes. If you want the nodes to be smaller, you press tab. Big, small, node, tabs. No nodes, sorry. Pick up this color and here. See what happens. Quite good. Alright, so we have those spaces filled, but I'm not really happy with the color of the face. So what I would do is I would press right click on the color, and then press R, and you have a replace color by color thingy happen here. So what you can do now, and I'm not sure what Krita is gonna do right now because I'm recording it, so that kind of slows everything down. But you normally, when you start moving this around, the color should change in real time, so it should change in front of your eyes. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Let's see. Yeah, it's not happening. Either way, if we choose a different color, it's gonna change to that color. Say we want it more red, lighter. Takes a while, but it does it. So it's changing the color for us, and we can choose this one color again, or say we want it darker, and it gets darker. So that's how we can control this color. And then to get out of this option, right click anywhere, or left click as well, to make sure you didn't put a new node in that's gonna create a fuss. So once you're done with coloring, I obviously just colored those two heads. We're not going to do all of it. In order to render the colors, you just have to press enter. Takes a while. And there you go. And for some reason, Krita puts it on top of the line art, but it doesn't matter. You can put it underneath in a second. It looks a little pixelated, but that's fine. That's all colors match, and they connected to each other. So now you can just put this underneath line art, and there you go. And obviously more complex pictures require more nodes, and like I would normally fill in the eyes, but you can always go back to one of the other methods, which is like pick up this brush, for example, and decide that you want the eyes white. It's just easy. Fill them in. There is a mistake like this, done. Anything you need, corrected, happens quickly. But the point is, we did the coloring really quickly without much fuss and without a lot of effort, really. I mean, I haven't worked with this tool on a big scale. I don't really, usually I create my pictures in a bit of a different technique. the big ones, the colorful ones. This is more of my doodles. So I don't know how it will work with a huge uh, picture. I have some concerns with this method, one of which is you cannot save in between, like you have to color the whole painting, and you know, you kind of have to pray that nothing happens, that Krita doesn't crash, or your computer doesn't turn off for some reason, or reset, or just, you know, I don't know what happens when you have a lot of nodes, like uh, more than we had here, and you hit enter, and how long it takes, and whether or not it can create some kind of problems. I just don't know. So if you decide, if you're uh, an artist and you use line art, and if you decide to use this technique, I would love to hear from you about how it works. Also, for all of you who would like to color this particular line art, no problem. I'm going to put it online on my blog, and I'm going to provide a link underneath this video so that you can just go there, download it, and have fun with it. I wouldn't mind seeing the effect, so if you want to, you can just show them here on YouTube or in the comments section on my blog. And well, generally, just have fun with it. I hope you liked this tutorial and that it was informative enough. If you have any questions, just ask me, and I hope I'm going to be able to answer them. If you like the video, as always, I ask you to like, share, or subscribe. I really appreciate everything that you say, and I appreciate the support. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.